What's up, YouTube? What's up, Texans faithful? Lord of Houston coming at you with a video. 713 the Bio City, we in the building. The Houston Texans has signed linebacker EJ Speed to a 1-year deal worth $5 million. After spending 6 years with the Colts, he was drafted by Indy back in 2019. And I gotta say, so far he's had 2 career sacks, 1 pick, which came from last year, and a combined 354 tackles and 112 tackles assisted. So I gotta say, EJ Speed came up, had the best year of his career, which was last year. Even recording his first career interception last year. It's unfortunate he didn't record a sack last year. And I gotta say, you know, gotta explain some highs and lows about this signing. You know, the lows of EJ Speed is, which is part of his weakness in pass coverage, because any QB that throw his way, there's chances that he got burnt, even especially from tight ends and stuff. Some effective tight ends, such as, for example, Travis, reliable tight ends at that, examples such as Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, for example. That's my downside of this signing, his inability to pass coverage. Now the highs of this signing is his ability to stop and run. I mean, he's very effective in stopping the run for sure. So that's what I like about the signing. So look for him to to being an effective run stopper, in 2025. Because thing about the Miko runs, that dude's gonna add some linebackers. And another reason for this signing is, because of Christian Harris not playing much of 2024, it's gonna be a competition battle between Christian Harris and EJ Speed. Because of the playing time from last year from Christian Harris, and also not playing in that divisional round versus the Chiefs, because I know Texans fans such as myself was wondering, like, where the hell was Christian Harris at? I mean, was he hurt? Scratching heads and everything. But I gotta say, I can't be too mad at this pickup, EJ Speed. Just need to work on his pass coverage. I mean, yeah, he's turning 30 this year, and I can definitely see. I wouldn't be surprised if Houston, adds a few more defensive pieces in the NFL draft. Could be a D tackle or another safety or even another linebacker. Since EJ Speed's only gonna be here for 1 year. So at the same time, I can't be mad at this pickup. And because of this signing, it's gonna be competition between EJ Speed and Christian Harris for sure. Because the way Henry Toll balled out, during the absence of Christian Harris last season. Because, yeah, it sucked that Christian Harris, as much as Christian Harris was missed, I gotta say, Henry Toll balled out for sure. If Toll balls out in 25, might need to get a look at him for a potential contract extension as well. I'm just saying, just thought I want to throw that out there. I mean, Aziz Al-Shaair, he's already a baller for sure. So I wouldn't mind keeping Toll here for a little longer. Supposing Christian Harris, ends up playing elsewhere in the future. But as they saying, only time will tell. And because of this signing, I could see Houston, going mostly offense in the NFL draft, such as interior, O-lineman, wide receiver, tight end, and a running back. Those are the 4 key positions for the Texans going to the NFL draft. You know, and yes, the draft is right around the corner. And will they draft a receiver at 25? Will they draft an interior O lineman? I mean, hey, I gotta say, nothing is guaranteed in the off season, especially in the NFL draft. Cause yeah, it's gonna be some trading up, it's gonna be some trading down. So that's about all I got to say about that. But EJ Speed, welcome to the Texans, and hey, can't wait to see what you bring in 2025 as the member of the Houston Texans. I mean, like I say, pass coverage is his weakness. Truth be told, and you know, him being against the run is his strength, one of his key strengths in stopping the run. So if he can, if he can work on that pass coverage, I think he'll be just fine in the Miko defense. So that's about all I have to say. And in some other news, you know, Devin White has signed with the Las Vegas Raiders, after his stint with the Texans, along with Tegan Quatoriano also signed with the Atlanta Falcons. So wish those guys nothing but the best with their new teams. But that's about all I had to say. Just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in on this EJ Speed signing. So once again, EJ Speed, welcome to the Texans. And that's about all I got. To my next video, Loyal to Houston checking on up out of here, better known as LTH, 713 to Bio City. Go Houston Texans, and I'm gone.